You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. On Monday night, we learned that four-star Juwan Johnson has joined the LSU class as well. Quick backstory about Juwan Johnson. From Lafayette Christian. He's played quarterback at Lafayette Christian. Was committed to Deion Sanders in Colorado. He decommitted in January from Colorado. I'm sorry, he committed to Colorado in January. Just recently decommitted from Colorado and now has given his pledge to LSU. So Juwan Johnson picks the LSU Tigers. He'll stay in the state. One of the things, interestingly, about this that I look at is Brian Kelly continuing to recruit the state of Louisiana. It was one of the biggest questions that many had whenever Brian Kelly came to LSU. Could he recruit the South? Could he recruit Louisiana? Well, you just continue to see it now. LSU's got 15 commitments in this class. Number one player in the class is Trades Green from East Feliciana. Deshaun McBride, the safety, out of Denham Springs. Kalaj Cobbins, the linebacker, out of Destrehan. You're seeing it. Brian Kelly is continuing and continuously recruiting the state of Louisiana and hitting on these prospects. Now Juwan Johnson has jumped in the class as well. As a matter of fact, of the top 10 players in Louisiana for 2024, there's 4 of them that are committed to schools. All 4 of them are committed to LSU. It's the 4 I just mentioned. So Brian Kelly continues to show he can recruit this state. Again, there were guys last year like Arch Manning, like Eli Holstein, that you were never going to get. You never had a hat on the table. You never had a hat on the table with Jaden Ausberry. It's okay. It happens. Like, some guys are just going to leave, that's fine. But he continues to win recruiting battles in the state. I'll tell you 2 other things that I think are important about Juwan Johnson. Number one is you flipped him from Colorado. And say what you will, but Colorado and Coach Prime, man, there's a lot of style points associated with Deion Sanders in Colorado right now. A lot of players want to go play for Deion. I mean, he's primetime. He's in the spotlight everywhere. And Juwan Johnson was one of those kids, again, from Lafayette Christian, who had picked Deion Sanders in Colorado. And for LSU to get in there and stay on him and flip him is big. Like, for perspective on Colorado, y'all, Deion's most recent recruiting class here in 2023, Colorado's most recent recruiting class ranked 29th in the country. And that was a partial class. That was building the class that had already kind of been built a little bit, right? A year ago, Colorado was 47th. 2 years ago, they were 64th in the recruiting rankings. For perspective, Kansas was 63, Colorado was 64, South Florida was 65. Colorado was recruiting alongside Kansas and South Florida. Deion comes in, and all of a sudden they're in the top 30, and they're going to keep climbing. So to get that kid away from Deion and keep him at home was big. And the other thing, one more thing about Juwan Johnson jumping aboard is obviously the DB room in 2024, as you look at it. Brian Kelly and his staff are having such a keen focus on that secondary, to getting it back to DBU. The last 2 years, they've had to go deep and heavy into the transfer portal. You're going to return in 2024. You should. There could always be transfers, but you should return all of your cornerbacks. J.K. Johnson could be back. Deuce Chestnut could be back. Zy Alexander could be back. Denver Harris. I mean, you run through the list, and then the guys you've recruited, you could return everybody. The challenge as well then becomes at safety, which is where Juwan Johnson likely fits. Nickel, box safety, but Matthew Langlois, Sage Ryan, Jordan Allen, Ryan Yates, Caleb Jackson, a lot of young guys. You're going to likely lose Major Burns and Greg Brooks, your 2 veterans. Everybody else that would return for 2024, all unproven. Now, that could change based on how 2023 plays out, but you got to keep fortifying, got to keep building numbers so the transfer portal doesn't cripple you and you have to go back in there to save yourself at a position. This shows it. Louisiana kid, you flip him from Colorado, position of need, a guy everybody wants, 4-star, 5'11", 190, top, one of the top 200 players in the country. So a really, really good get for Brian Kelly and his staff. What a day. Logan Diggs, Juwan Johnson within a 24-hour period as Brian Kelly and the Tigers keep on building. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.